Welcome back to Ceramics con Corazon. I'm Mr. Gomez, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about this grading sheet. It is the end of the month, so that means it's grading time. I'm going to break down everything on this form from planning, construction, reflection, drawing out your project, all that good stuff, and everything you need to bring with you on grading day. So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, today we're going to be starting off with our planning sheet, which is this one here. You should have this in your locker or your cubby. We're going to start off with first reviewing that we have this and our grading sheet. Please start by putting your first name. I would also put the period here just in case, but give your project a title name. So for this one I just put pinch pot / maraca, and then I'm also going to put the date on it just to make sure that if I lose this, someone will find it and give it back to me hopefully, and everything would be okay. Once that date is on there, this box right here, I want you guys to sketch the final project, right? Does it look like? What details did you add? When we fill out our reflection, this is where you're going to refer back to what your old project used to look like and what it looks like now. So try to get those details in there. We'll go back and color this later, but for now I'll just sketch it out. Alright, now we're moving on to the self-grading. What we're going to start with is the planning and design. We're going to basically make sure we followed every direction on this planning sheet. Did we do step 1 by creating 3 designs on the front? Yes or no? Alright, and then on the back, your final design sketch. Did you design it? Did you give me details? All that good stuff. Well, if you did, give yourself those 80 points. Alright, that is what I'm looking for. Now we're going to move over to the hand building and craftsmanship. This is based on how well you think you made the project. If you think you needed to work on some stuff, be generous with yourself. Give yourself a lower score than you think you deserve, and we'll talk about it later when we meet on that one-on-one. Now your reflection questions, this is where I really want you to dig deep. Answer these 6 questions to the best of your ability. Give me details, make sure they're in complete sentences so that we can have a conversation about your project later on. And this is where you tell me if you changed stuff, if things went wrong, what you learned throughout the month, all that good stuff. This is where you redeem yourself. This is where we talk about if you really grew as a student. So please be honest with your responses. I want to hear the struggles you went through, what you overcame, all that good stuff, and we will go more into detail in this in person. And again, score yourself out of 80. If you answered all the questions, I highly recommend you give yourself those 80 points. Make sure that they are complete sentences and give yourself those 80 points. Alright, so I did forget to add color to my sketch. Don't forget to add color, so make sure you add that. Remember, Mr. Gomez is colorblind, so this kind of helps him tell the difference between what your original color was to what it turned out to be. Now, I'm going to read you guys my reflection response so you understand what I'm looking for in this writing. This is how it goes. My inspiration for this project was my love of strawberries. One technique I used was pinch pots. One challenge I faced was smoothing out my project. I overcame this by smoothing out my project with the metal rib. I learned how to make a pinch pot, and I can easily make more in the future projects. My project is different from my original plan because I added eyes and a mouth to make it more goofy. One thing Mr. Gomez can work on is to walk around more in order to help me out by giving me advice. And that's basically it. I want you guys to tell me what you need help with, all that good stuff, and I hope this helped out on what you guys need to write. Alright, so it is grading day. What I want from you guys is to have your planning sheet and your grading sheet, your 2 projects that you worked on for this project. What we're going to start with first is to make sure that we have all of our components. So we're going to start with the planning part of it and the design. How we get this, of course, is the 80 points easily done with the planning sheet. So this is what I'm going to look for in the planning sheet. Do you have 3 designs that you starred that you were going to do for this project? If you do, that's great. You are ahead of the game, and I am going to give you the points for doing step 1 of creating those 3 sketches and ideas. Now we're going to flip it over. Same thing, I'm going to make sure you followed step 2, which was to create a project with details and giving me the sentences explaining what you're making. I'm going to look for that signature, the date it was stamped, the due date, everything. And once you have all of that, I'm going to give you the automatic 80 points right there. Super easy to get. We're going to move over to the hand building. What I'm going to look for in this is that you are meeting all of the demonstrations that we did in class. I'm going to look for any bumps, anything that is scratchy, making sure that you smoothed out, making sure that your glaze is evened out. Now on this one, it looks a little different from my original one. I'm checking the thickness of this pinch pot. You can see it's a little tiny, has like a little bit of imperfections. It's not as smooth. We could have used a metal scraper to scrape this, but overall is a pretty shiny and smooth pinch pot. So I'm going to agree with it. A 38 out of 40 is a good score for this pinch pot. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a little note that you need to work on the smoothing. And then that way you have this advice for the next time. I'm also going to say make sure to glaze 3 times to ensure that it's a nice opaque color and not just something that was rushed through, and making sure that there is no patches in the glazing process. Okay, I'm also going to put that you need to make sure to clean up your glaze, because there are some spots where it's a little blotchy. It looks like it was rushed through a little bit, and this is just feedback you can take back with you so you know what you need to work on. All right, same thing on this one. There's just a little bit of glaze that needs a little bit of work, so just that reminder of having to go back and clean up and scrape off any imperfections that you have on your glaze so that it doesn't happen again, and you can continue moving forward. All right, again, I'm just gonna confirm that I do think you deserve the 38 points out of this, and then we're gonna move on to reflection. Now with reflection, I'm gonna go over each sentence. So, what was your inspiration for this project was the first question. The second question is, what techniques did you use to create your piece? Number 3 is, what challenges did you face while making this piece, and how did you overcome them? Number 4, what did you learn from this project that will help you in future ceramics works? Number 5, how does your final piece compare to your original plan? Number 6, what can I do as a teacher to help you out? Now for that last question, please be honest with me. I am great at criticism. I use it to better myself and teach better for you guys. So I'm just gonna give you the 80 points here just to show you guys that it's easy to get this 200 points. Right here, we're just gonna end up with 198 points out of 200, missing those 2 points from craftsmanship. Remember, you guys are just learning how to create ceramics works, so your first 3 projects and techniques that you learn won't be graded as hard. So don't be too hard on yourself, be fair, and you guys are gonna do great. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope this helped out so that you guys can fill out this awesome grading sheet, and I will see you guys in class later on. Good luck! Grading sheets are in the front of the room, so start getting yours graded. See you guys tomorrow.